So today we're taking a look at the Antec VSK4000E. Quick facts about this case. It's an entry-level steel mid-tower case from Antec. The front panel is made of plastic and has two front USB 3.0 ports with audio input and output. This case supports up to a standard ATX power supply. The side panel has holes for airflow. You have three 5 1/4 external drive bays for burning CDs or DVDs. There's one external floppy drive bay, which I don't know who would be using in 2020. There's also 5 3.5-inch internal hard drives. This case supports up to two 120mm fans. There's one that goes into the bottom front in front of the hard drive cages, and then there's one that goes into the rear next to the I/O. However, the case only comes with one Antec fan. It's pretty standard, doesn't really have any branding outside of Antec, and I don't know what the RPMs are. For motherboard support, this case supports mini ITX all the way up to a standard ATX motherboard, and it also has 7 expansion slots. There's GPU support for cards up to 260mm with the hard drive cage, and then 340mm long cards without the hard drive cage. So some of the pros of this case. One, the exterior design is beautiful. They made this case in 2012, and over the course of 8 years, it seems like that whole modern, sleek line design has come back to 2020. Very clean lines, very modern, very just super nouveau. It's not a lot of wasted elements on the case. Also, a pro is the subtle branding. All they have is the little Antec down at the bottom of the case. Anything else you barely notice. It has 5 3.5-inch hard drive slots. Don't really find that in too many cases in the entry-level price point in 2020. Also, the floppy drive bay. I kind of like it. It's weird as hell. There's no real need for it in 2020, but it offers a really cool opportunity to do some cool mods, so I'm gonna put the floppy drive in the pro section. Now, for the cons. First con, the interior is not painted. It's all stainless steel. The interior wasn't really given a lot of thought or any type of effort as far as presentation because there's no tempered side glass panel. You're never gonna see the inside, so they thought is why put the extra effort in. The second con, the airflow. Airflow sucks. There's no top exhaust, no front intake that's really well ventilated. It's pretty much blocked off by the hard drive bays. And if you have actual hard drives installed, I'm pretty sure that makes airflow super restricted. And there's no bottom intake. I can't pull fresh air in, even though the power supply mount is on top of the case, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I still like cases that have bottom intakes. Another con, there's not a lot of room for cable management. There's about 7mm of space between the motherboard tray and the interior part of the case when it's closed. Most cases typically have about 14mm of space, so 7 really pushes the boundary of how well you can manage cables, so that's a knockoff. My biggest con for this case is I have to buy drive cages for the 3.5-inch mechanical drives. I shouldn't have to do that. It's not like y'all spent the money on painting the interior of this case or drilling extra holes for ventilation. Spend the extra 5 cents to give me the cages so I don't have to go buy cages to put on my hard drives. I want to just be able to plug and play off the purchase. It's a little annoying, but I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. So, is this case worth it for you in 2020? If you're gonna be a gamer with this case, no, this is not the case for you. The airflow is terrible. There's no real support for AIOs in the future if you want to upgrade, and the cable management is trash. So yeah, if you're trying to get your Fortnite on or whatever other games people play, avoid this case. For $60, there are better options in 2020. However, if you're using this for storage, a personal server at your house, I think it's awesome. For $60, you get 5 hard drive bays and you get 3 5 1/4-inch bays if you want to rip Blu-rays or rip some of your old movies. Like for $60, considering the other options, in addition to it not looking terrible, it's actually a great design. I think this case is perfect for personal service. Which leads me to my last point. That is my next project. I will be modifying this case and putting my current Plex server, which is on my open test bench. You can check that video up. In one of these places, I'll put the video up. There's a link to that. But I'm gonna be revamping that, giving it a new house. And we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, consider leaving a like or even subscribing. I think that's it. Drop a comment, say something. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right.